Hi guys, this is Mama Sue, and I'm going to show you a little bit of wire work here. This is what we're going to be making. These are I've wound the wire, and then I've added a lava bead on this one, and then this one goes on this side. There. And there's one set, and then I made another set here that's really cute, and it's with the crystals. That was with lava bead, and this is with crystals. Look how cute this comes out. Now that's a little pink crystal, but you can't really tell on my camera. So it's really cute. If you look up close, they're really cute. And they look awesome dangling on your ear. Okay, and then the one we're going to make right now is going to be out of this crazy looking blue bead I have here. So let's get this show on the road. What you're going to need is this is about 4 inches that I have on here, and you can see how far that went. Or let me scoot this over so you can see. That's about 4 inches of wire there. It's exactly the same size as this one. So it's going to be just a little bit more than I need. But I prefer to start with a big piece so I don't have any trouble in the long run. Because it's easier to work with longer pieces and cut them down when you get to the end so that they're exactly the same. Then that's why I waited on this one, because I wanted to cut this down at the same time I cut this one down so they're exactly the same hoop. Anyway, we're going to use this as our sample. Or you could draw yourself a guide like this. Now this guide's not near as big as my little thing, but I mean, this one's a lot smaller than what I drew. But I'm going to go ahead and draw you up one here so you know how to do it. And maybe I'll bring this up higher up here and try to just show you how I drew this. Then I just flipped it over and did it the other way. All I'm doing is I'm making a circle here. And then I'm going around a second time. Then I'm coming up here. And I'm going around like this. And then I'm coming down like a question mark. Like that. Then that's where your circle's going to be in the end. Now you can leave this open or you can close it. I like to close mine because I don't like my hair getting stuck in it or anything. But that's all I did for that. And when you're working with the wire, you can always make it, you can always do little touch-ups, you know, to make it the way you want it. I prefer it this way. Or right here. Anyway, I'm going to take this off so that you can see what I'm doing. Or let me put that up there just so that you can see real good before I take it down. I want you to see what you're doing. You're just going to make, and you can use whatever size wire you want. I prefer to use a heavier wire. I'm using a 16 today on this one. You know, 16 or 18, it works really well. So does 20. 20 works pretty good too. But it doesn't have that bulky look that I like. Okay, I'm going to let you go on that. And get this out of the way so that you can see when I'm showing you things on this white background. Okay. I'll set these right here just in case you want to look again or something. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with one of these ball tipped wires. It's a little ball on there. Now you can, if you don't have these kind of wires, you can always make your own. You know, let me see. If I don't have one, what I will do, and this works really well, is I'll take the very, very edge. I have my wire right at the very edge, it's not even going over, and I'll just bend it over just like that. And I've got this tiny little U on there. See that tiny little U? Now I'll take my pliers and I'll just squash it. Just like that. Then I have a ball on the tip. And if I want the ball bigger, I'll just fold it over one more time. Like, let me grab this. Like this. Now I just pulled it over one more. I'm just pulling it over one more time. Trying to get it. It hasn't turned yet. I'm just not holding on to my pliers tight enough. And then I just squash it a little bit more. But I like it better with just one turn. But that's what I do. I got myself a nice little place right there. Now if I hang on to it and just turn it up a little bit, then the circle will be kind of like in the middle. Well, can you see on here? If I bring it up to the white, maybe you can see it. But I've got a little flat round tip on there now, which will definitely hold beads. Okay, so let's get to this one. With this one, we're going to need, where is it? Oh, we're going to need one of these wires. Then we're going to need a round bead or seed bead, whichever you want. Then a flower spacer bead right after that, which is right there. That's a. I do that because I like to get more texture. And then I've got a bead cap here, a little flowered bead cap. And then I got this real interesting bead. I had a bracelet that broke. And the beads are so interesting, I didn't want to get with them. Oh, you know what that looks like? I mean, it's not, because it's not easy to get off at all. But it looks like embossing powder sprinkled on there and heated up. I'm going to have to try that. Girls, we've got something else to try. That would be really cool on some of those beads we don't like. Instead of using paint, use some embossing powder. Yeah, that would look pretty cute. But anyway, that's what we're doing with this. And then we're going, doing the opposite around the other side. So, here it is. I lost it at first after showing you how to do that. Okay, I need one little metal bead. Here it is. And I'm going to put that on there. Then I'm going to need my flower spacer bead. Right there. Then I'm going to need my bead cap upside down. Oops. Where'd it go? You know, it's so terrible when I lose these things. Okay, I'll find another one real quick. Okay, got one. Now I'm going to put this on upside down, like that. And then I'm going to put my bead right on top of it. I like to get this done first so I don't have to not get it on at the right time. I'm going to push this down on here because it'll push that bead cap on better. Ah, it went on nice. See there? It's a really interesting bead, though. I don't think I've ever seen any of these sold. I'm going to squash this down a little bit because the bead cap's a little smaller than what I usually use. But I wanted the bead to show a lot, so I used a smaller bead cap. So I had to make it fit. Okay, now my last little flower, I just put another flower bead cap on there. Now I need to close this thing up, but I want to look at this one and see how big the hole is. And I've got a pretty small hole on that. So I am going to get my pliers out and take it maybe 1/4 inch in. I don't even think I need to go that much. I'm going to go a little less. I'm going to fold it down. I want to look at this first. Now I need to go in a little bit further. Okay, I'm going to take it about 1/4 inch. Take it into the round nose pliers. Just see right there. Then I'm going to just fold it down. I'm going to pull my pliers up to the top. Then I'm going to fold this thing all the way back to me again. Just like that. Now it didn't go all the way around, so I'm going to move my pliers a little and make it go all the way around. Now I'm all the way around. Now I want to put this next to this and see if I've got it in the right place. And you don't have to do this if you make them at the same time. Now that looks like that's going to be perfect when I straighten that up a little bit. It looks like it's going to be right in the right place. So I'm going to grab onto this little round tip right there. See there? It's over here. See that round tip there? Right there. I'm going to put my pliers right on that. Then I'm going to hold on to this and use it as leverage. Use the ball as leverage because it moves around and around. Then I'm going to start turning. I got to hang on to that because I just realized I wasn't hanging on to that very tight. And then I'm going to grab my pliers and I'm going to start finishing wrapping this. I'm getting really happy about using these kind of pliers. But here's what I normally use. Where are you? Well, I can't find the ones I normally use, but I'll go ahead and grab this because I want you guys to know that you've got the equipment. You don't need the things I have. Besides, that's not even a plier. That was a it was a hole punch, and the little punchy part on it broke off, but it was such a cool plier after that I didn't want to get rid of it. Okay, let me see. I think I scrunched my hole in. Let me get that in there. Okay, let me put this next to this and see if we got them the right size. And they look perfectly sized. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make this part. This is your pretty part. Now you could hand forge that thing by just taking your nips and your round nose and just putting little bumps in it here and there, and you'll start getting a nice forged look to the metal, which I like that on this. I think I'm going to do that to this one later because it looks very cool. Anyway, then now I'm going to take the wire, and I want to make sure I'm copying this one because I want it to be just like this one, but going in the other direction. So I'm going to turn this over the, oh no, this is the right way. This is the way this one goes, right here, because it goes inward. And then this is the way I want the new one to go. So I'm going to just roll it over to this side and go from there. So I'm going to grab onto the wire right here, and I'm just going to start turning it until it touches the other side. Now that touched the other side. I want to look up there. Oop, my hole's a little bit too small, so I want to make it a little bit bigger because I want it to match the other one. Now I've got that done. I got that hole in the right place. Now I want to start bending my wire down. Just keep going around this thing and just slowly just bend it. It's not a hard thing. And I want to put it up here and size it to it again. Oops, wrong way. Oops, let's go this way. I keep confusing that. Okay, now I want to pull it up this way a bit just to keep it going with the, see how close I am? That's really close. That's all you're doing on this kind of stuff, is you're just bending the wire. And once you learn how to do that stuff, you can make just about anything. Now I need this to come up a little more. And just a little bit more. See how I'm getting that to match? Now this, to make that little piece right there, I need to bend it this way, which confuses people a lot of times because they feel like it's going to be turned, pushed the other way, but it's not. It's pushed this way. But I want to put that up there, check and make sure I've still got everything lined up. And see how I'm turning that around? See how we got that? Now I'm going to go ahead and bend that a little more. You know what? I'm going to bend this again because I want you to see it better. We're right there. Then we want to bend this wire toward the way you want the bump to go. Like I want the bump to go up this side. So that's why I'm turning it that way. Because when it wraps back around, the spiral will come up again. And it always feels so weird when you're doing it in the a direction that feels like it's going the wrong way. Now see how I pulled that over there? Well, let me put this down here and check. We're still a little bit too big. And this note needs to go on the other side of the wire because I noticed this one goes over the top, so this one has to go in the bottom. So they're opposite. Now let me see if that's matching. Well, I'm getting close, but I'm not quite there yet. I'm going to bend this out just a little bit. And I'm going to look at it again. See, your main thing is that you got to keep matching these to see if they're going to be the same. Now mine looks the same. Now I've got to start doing that little round place right here. This round place right here. Then I just pull it up. It's not hard. You just got to get used to which way to turn your wire and stuff. Once you get that down, you're in great shape. And let me see where I am again. Ooh, I'm getting out of shape here. Turn it up. I need to pull it upward. I'm holding the wrong tool. Okay, I'm putting it back down there again. And you see how much further over I've got to go? I've got to come this way. So I'm going to grab this, my flat nose, or my needle nose, and I'm just going to start pulling that inward. Well, let me pull that down there and see what we got. Oh, we're just about there. See, that's right. You got to finagle it a little bit. Once you get used to using now this is a heavy wire, so this is a hard one to use. I would like you to use something soft when you first start out, or medium soft. Medium soft is really good, but I would like to use not to use this is hard because this is steel. So this is a hard metal here. And I'm going to put that up there again. And by George, I think we're just about, I think we're there. There's one thing I don't like, and it's right here. It looks like I've got a little kink. I'm going to smooth that out a bit and bring it right back up, and then I'll be happy with it. Now I'm bending that top up. I bent that top upward. Now I want to put these together one more time. And that's close enough that I don't have to worry about anything. That's very close. So now I need to, well, wait a minute. Let me check this again. I shouldn't have that much wire left over. Let me bend this back, because I think I need to twist it just a little bit more before I start doing that top part. Okay, I'll put it on there. I definitely needed that twist, yes. And not to worry, we're not messed up or anything. Now we're going to start bringing that a bit around again. And it was better for you to see me bring it round again anyway, because then you'll learn it better. Now, see how I'm turning it the other way? That's how I get that little sweet little curl there. That's how I get that little swirl. Now I'm going to put this up here. Oh, that came out right in the right place that time. And now I'm going to just keep going around and around. Till I get it back up there to the top to where I can bend it straight. Let me put this next to this one. I like to measure them quite often. It'll make you have a lot better earring in the long run. I mean, a lot better, closer to the other earring. But you're always going to have to measure them to one another, unless you have a picture that you draw and you go up next to the picture and keep putting it up to the picture. That's why I was showing you how to draw that. But me, I have a tendency to do it the hard way. It's not really the hard way. But see how close I've got those now? And you can see that these started off the same size. They were both about 4 inches. And with them being both about 4 inches, it had to come out like this, or I didn't spin it enough on one of them so that they were. Now if I turn it, you see how I've got mirror images of one another? There you go. I mean, they're not perfect, but they look perfect when they're on you. Now I'm going to put on my other, the little bead I made. I normally just open this a little bit right here in the middle, and I stick it on there because I never can get it through that top one for some reason. And then I'll just bend it back. Now that's not going anywhere. That's going to stay on your earring because it's not going to get through that loop, because I've got that nice and tight right there. So now we want to cut these off to the same length. Right where the bends are, we want to cut them off at the same length so that they come out the same length when we make the circle at the top. But before we cut this off, we want to add our bead. Here's this one, and here's this one. No, I wonder if I have any small beads like those. I'm going to check because that'd be kind of cool. I don't have very many of those because it was from an old bracelet. I was just going to check and see if this looks better like this. What do you think? Or should I go with the black one? Oh, I think we're going to go with the other one. You can get a little fancy sometimes. And there we go. Now I've got to, let me see if this is going to look good. Yep, wrong way. The right way. Yeah, I think those are going to look pretty good. Okay, well, let's cut our little bit off. I'm only going to cut about, I'm going to cut it and leave it a little over 1/4 inch. And I'm going to do the same thing with the second one. But on this one, I'm just going to measure it with the other one. See there? Now all I got to do is curl these tips and put our wire on, and we're done with these earrings. So I'm going to bend it back. I'm just going to bend it back. Wait, let me get a pliers. I'm just going to bend this back like this a bit. Then I'm going to start turning my wire until it touches the other side. And this is a thick wire, so it's not going to come undone. It'll stay nice once you get it where it belongs. And you can always bend these up a little bit if you don't like right where the holes are or anything. You can always change it. You can always make it a little bigger somehow. Now this one I'm going to have to make a little bigger because the wire's so thick, and I didn't even think of that. So what I'm going to do to make this bigger is I'm going to take this ball off and just put my bend down a little further. But I mean, this shows you that you don't have to start over. You can just do a little different bend. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to straighten out that bend right there. I'm going to come down a little further and bend it up there. That's all I had to do, is just bring it up a little bit. Now I'm going to do the same thing with this one, just to make sure I have them the same. I'm going to straighten that out and bring it up. Make sure I have them similar. I got to get these things wrapped in here real good. Now, see, you can see how you can move these things around even after you're, just take your time with them. You know, don't get all worked up. Just take your time and bend it where you want it. Now, if your wire is softer, this is a hard wire, but if your wire is softer, you're going to want to, when you get this part wound up, you're going to want to hammer it so that it doesn't come unwound, so it stays nice and firm. Let me see what we got here. Oh my goodness, there we go. I'm trying to bend that down to the right place. Okay, we've got it there. And if you'll notice, see, I had to play with a little bit, and another thing, I use the black wire because I like to sand it. I like to take a nail file to it. Now that's plenty close enough. That's going to be a nice pair, and it'll appear to be exactly the same when it's on your other ear. Because of the beads, of course, because of the beads. Oh, this bead's broken. Can't use the broken one. They are plastic beads. Plastic beads will do that real easy. Oh, glass ones do it too. I guess you got to be careful with any of them that you use. I seem to manhandle my beads sometimes. And there's that one. Now all of them are going to be a little bit different, but I like the differences. I'm really happy with it like that. Then I'm going to put the other one on. And I'm going to bend it backwards. Then I'm going to use the round nose and start bending this until it touches the other side. And there we go. I want to see this next to the other one. You know, I think one of my beads is a little bit smaller, but I'm not going to worry too much about it. And so far, that's what we've got so far. Isn't that cool? Now all I got to do is put those ear wires on, and we are in hog heaven. I'll do that right now. Okay, I'm going to open. Hey, I got this new tool. I keep forgetting to use it. I want to see how to use it. You're supposed to put your wires in there. Well, let me see. It's kind of tricky. I don't know if I'm going to be as crazy about this as I thought I would be. Nah, I think it's easier to do it with the... Until I get used to it, it's easier to do with this. Or any pliers. Go straight up. Put your little beauty on there. And close it up. Let me show you this one. See how cute that came out? Now I want the other one opposite, so I'm going to have to watch how I put the second one on. I'm grabbing the tail end of this in the inside. I'm pulling straight up, never out, because you'll weaken your wire. Let me show you that again because I got out of your view. I grab it right here and I pull it straight up, not out, because I don't want weak wires. Now this is going to go this way on here, so that means that this is going to be the front. So the front of the piece has to go on the wire first to make sure it's in the front of the earring. Then I'm going to grab that wire and just pull it down. And what do we have but a pretty little cute set of earrings. Now you can do any kind of wire spinning you'd like. I mean, these are a little different than the other ones because I made it smaller up here. If you notice, but they're basically the same, and they look amazing. And then here's the other pair we made, or that I made earlier. This one was with lava rock, so you can use your essential oil with that. And then this one was with the crystal, just so you have a variety. And make some nice gifts. But that's what we got for you today, and I hope you like those. I really like these new ones. I like that odd bead. Oh, see how odd it is? It's really different. Yeah, and then you can even see the holes in those lava beads. The pores take in that essential oil so nice that you go all day smelling like you've got perfume on, and it's stuff that's making your body calm. And then I kind of like the crystals too. I think this would be good in gold also. It would probably look gold or silver would look pretty good with this. Now what I do like to do though is I do like to take a file over my wires and give them just a little rustic look by going over them with the file. But I think I'm going to leave them like this for now, but I do like doing that. Anyway, that's what I got for you today, and God bless and keep you safe.